begin.
Okay. To introduce myself to you guys, I know some of us have met in May or whenever we had the previous elections. My name is Ernesto Alvarado. I'm the current vice president of the Student Association. I'm also acting president, so my week has been pretty stressful, so bear with me. I came to University of Buffalo as a transfer from Florence, Italy, where I played. I was at the European Institute over there. I came here on a soccer scholarship. I was a former Division I varsity soccer player. My eligibility ran out, and that's when I kind of got involved with the Student Association through LASA, the Latin American Student Association. I started out as a treasurer there. I started learning the finances of SA from a club level, and I gradually moved up to the position of vice presidency, where I was one of the biggest advocates for club rights and stuff like that. And then I ran for the vice presidency of the Student Association last year with the Student Party, in which I was elected. Obviously, I want to stress a little bit of the importance of this election. This is probably one of the most important elections that we're going to have here as undergraduate students, simply because nothing like this has ever happened before. The last time a president was removed or recalled, it was about 26, 27 years ago. So this is a very important situation, not just for myself, but for the Student Association as a whole, because the respect is on the line, the accountability and the integrity of the organization is on the line. So it's extremely important that the right person gets the position. Just to give you a little background, obviously you guys know a lot about what happened and stuff like that. My job was really to hold somebody accountable. We ran under the position of accountability. If you look at our flyers, you look at our Facebook group for the previous election, accountability was all over it. And I believe that a lot of people in my position, a lot of people that become presidents or editor-in-chiefs or leaders or anything like that, they can talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, I don't think that they have the ability to really do the hard part of the job. We get tickets, we get all these perks, we get to meet all these great people, we get to hold these great events, but there's also a hard part to our job. And unfortunately, I had the duty to perform one of the toughest tasks that we've had, and that's recall someone. So I never asked for this to happen, but I'm just doing the best that I can with the ability that I have, and I really want to bring back the integrity, the respect to the Student Association. So that's a little bit about just the situation that's been going on and stuff like that, and how I feel about anything to that nature. Talk about a little bit about my platform. We're split up into, I believe, 4 different sections. We're going to start off with the finances. You guys ran a story, and it's also in Buffalo News and all that kind of stuff, that the SUNY system recently took a $90 million a budget cut. This is huge. And it's the second year in a row in which the SUNY system has taken cuts, and the University of Buffalo is going to take cuts. So it's extremely important on that aspect to have a strong student association representing undergraduate ideas, interests to the administration. I have a great team of delegates that we send to SUNY conferences to talk to other universities, to talk to representatives on a SUNY level, the SUNY trustees, to try to talk about these cuts, to try to talk about what's the best way and what's the most efficient way to reduce these costs so that it won't affect the students. Obviously my job as president would be here in UB. We're going to take cuts, and they're going to be things that are going to be cut by the administration, not by us, not by the students, stuff like that. The question is, what programs are going to be cut? And we need to ensure that the programs that might be cut or reduced, not necessarily cut, but might have been reduced, do not have a direct impact or a harmful impact on the academic standing or anything of importance to the students. Could you imagine if they decided to cut all the busing between North and South? And if there's no one representing them, if there's not a strong advocate for student rights, for someone to say, listen, you can't cut that because students use that, they'll cut that. They'll cut things like that. That's an extreme example, but there are things like that that could be cut. So it's extremely important to have a president that has respect with the administration, a clean record, a great moral standing, and someone that can represent the student body in a way that doesn't embarrass University of Buffalo, and the Student Association is seen as a strong organization. And that's extremely important for us. So I plan to work with the administration. I've already began working with the administration to ensure that while we have these budget cuts, and while we might have to continue these budget cuts, because honestly there's a financial crisis, and obviously going on an economic crisis, it's extremely important to make sure that these cuts don't affect 5 minutes. Okay, that these budget cuts don't affect your day-to-day life as a student. So those kind of things. With the student association, financing stuff with the student association, I removed the cell phone stipend. Presidents used to be able to pay their stipends through the mandatory student activity fees. I removed that. We're not having that anymore. Everyone pays their own cell phone bills. I don't think it's fair. So we removed that since I've been acting president. Financial aid requirements, you guys ran a story on that as well. Some students lost a lot of their financial aid because of the requirements that changed and stuff like that. I want to talk with the administration. I want to sit down, talk to them, figure out a way to, at least for this semester, ensure that nothing like that happens again, and to ensure that if something like that does happen again, the students that are on that financial aid have adequate time to make alternative plans or alternative financial aid requests. So that's something as far as the finances. On top of that, we did say the $3,000 pay cut. I did myself, that we promised last year. So these kind of things. We also want to ensure that the essay leaves with a safe reserve at the end of the year, so that there is no rise in the mandatory student activity fees. There's no way that the student association says, we don't have enough money, so can we get more of your money? We don't want that to happen. So we want to leave the next administration with enough money to do what they need to do. Innovative events. We want to have more events to involve students. Obviously, the best way to get involved with the student association is 1, to go to our events, or 2, to work for us. The problem is that there's such a small gap in which we have to hire the staff that we do, is that I want to create a new plan, which is internships for students, for freshmen, for anyone that's interested in any positions in entertainment, communications, anything like that. I want to create internship positions, which a person can learn the job and then apply for the job and be a part of the student association. Opening up new positions and stuff like that. We're going to have more events, Winterfest, larger Springfest, balls, galas, all those kind of things, and those are done with good budgeting. We have a $4.1 million budget. Everything is allocated for in the beginning of the year according to what we want to do as far as our goals. Club keynote speakers. We want to give more money to the clubs. I'm a vice president. I was a former member of the club. We want them to bring keynote speakers. A perfect example that happened 2 weeks ago is that Rudy Giuliani is in talks with our College Republicans Club to come speak here at the University of Buffalo. Obviously, they don't have money to bring him in, so it's our job as the government here to make sure that we give them that money. So the more speakers, the more club speakers, people are going to get more interested in clubs and stuff like that, and it's going to be good for everyone. More giveaways. We have amazing tickets. We have box tickets. We have tickets to Distinguished Speaker Series. We want to give those to students. I don't think it's right for us to just hog all the great seats and then just give it to everybody else, let them do whatever they want. So that's something that we want to do. The continuation of 24-hour busing. I recently signed 24-hour busing as well as the anti-rape task force. We want that to continue. The SA will pay for it for the first part of the for this semester. The second semester, we're going to see if the administration foots up the bill. But for that, I need students to take the buses. How do we do that? Promotion, promotion, promotion. Tell students that these buses are available. Tell students, thank you. Tell students that these buses are running north and south, and tell them to please use it so that they get the best out of it. Promoting student services. SA has a tutoring thing that nobody knows about, but we do have tutors, and we want to help the students to use those tutors. Student Wellness Center. We want to promote the Student Wellness Center. They have the new UB smoke-free campus kind of thing. The Student Wellness Center has nicotine patches, has programs, has phone numbers to call to help people quit smoking. We want them to know that. We want students to know that. Relieve stress, massages, those kind of things are available at the Student Wellness Center. We want to promote those kind of things. Sabres and Bills tickets games. I think it's really important for students to go out to to Buffalo, to enjoy Buffalo, not to just come to and live on the Amherst campus and never see the rest of Buffalo. I want us to give back to the community. I want to bring back the generation. I'm a representative on the sub board. I really, I'm a pretty big advocate for that. I think it's a great publication. I think it should be brought back. Athletics. I was a former Division I athlete. More promotion for the games. More game time giveaways, more ticket giveaways, those kind of things. And keep giving money to True Blue. As a government, I want to ensure efficiency with departments. I want to make sure everyone's working to the best of their capabilities. Transparent and accountable government. I want to make sure that I keep working with the Spectrum, with Visions, with Generation, with everyone to get all the information out so the students know exactly what we're doing with our administration. And you might have a good relationship. A lot of people might claim they have good relationship with administrators and that these relationships are going to enable them to complete goals. But is it respectable? Do you have that integrity? Do you have that respect from them? Has your reputation been tarnished anyway?